Hi everybody! You may have heard of our history song programs, and in particular the Adirondack Lumber Camp Song program that we do, which is a group of charming songs that the lumberjacks actually sang. And it also talks about the history of the lumber camps and some of really cute anecdotes and things like that. It's a really fun program. Well, recently something very exciting happened. We were asked to perform the lumber camp songs at the mansion. It's an historic mansion of a man who was the head of lumbering companies, the actual thing. Like all the songs are about these lumber companies and lumber camps and the bosses that run them. And this man's name is Theodore Basselin, and he lived in Croghan, New York. And this mansion is being restored by someone named Travis Prue, who grew up there in Croghan. And this mansion it's been fixed up, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. And so in this video today, I want to talk a little bit about Theodore Basselin and show you pictures of the mansion. And it brought the whole thing to life. It's like, here we are, everyone's here singing these songs and enjoying this program at a mansion where the person who owned it actually was responsible for creating the logging industry or strengthening the logging industry in that area. So here we go. I'm going to quickly read you a short passage about Mr. Basselin. It is from a book that was written by Mr. Prue's uncle, Kenneth Prue. So yeah, it just gets deeper and deeper. So the whole Prue family is really involved in this to begin with. And then now Travis Prue is continuing on. And in this book, this is what it says. Theodore B. Basselin, Croghan's enterprising lumberman of the late 19th and early 20th century, was a commendable yet controversial figure. Born in France in 1851, left fatherless in North America at a young age, and educated in a field other than his life's endeavor, he amassed an estate valued in excess of $1 million upon his death in 1914. During his lifetime, he became a leading employer, community organizer, and religious benefactor of the Croghan area. There was also, that's the end of that quote. There's also a controversy around him because people felt that he was maybe paying low wages to the workers, and they also were a little upset that he would donate money to places outside of Croghan. So he was a little controversial in that area. After reading through this book, I noticed some things that I made a note of that I will tell you quickly. That mansion also had his family's general store, and he worked in there. And while he was working in there, he noticed the success of the lumbering, and he found a niche in this industry. It had to do with hemlock trees, and the lumbering companies were using the hemlock bark only, and they were throwing away the actual hemlock trees. So he thought that was pretty wasteful, but he also thought it was a great opportunity to, buy those hemlock trees really cheaply and to sell them. So that was a start, and that was his niche there. From there, he developed numerous lumber camps and mills. He was hugely successful, and he was involved in politics and, as I said, religion. He was involved in charity and the railroad, a lot of investing in railroad. And interestingly, he also enjoyed an early form of baseball, which I happen to know is called town ball, but that when baseball first started, that was a little different, and he was involved in that. He also liked horse racing and traveling. There were, however, tragedies in his life. He lost his wife and unborn baby. There were several fires in the town, which somehow missed the Basselin mansion. There were fires at his sawmill. And also the criticism of the townspeople, which I'm sure was maybe a little difficult to endure. But so that's a little bit about the man who built the house. And now I'm going to tell you about this amazing house. The Basselin house was built by Theodore Basselin's family around 1859. It was built on Main Street, and the family had just recently emigrated from France, and Mr. Basselin was just a baby. As I mentioned, there was a general store downstairs, and the residence was upstairs. As he grew up, he began to manage the store himself, and then started to branch into other industries. Throughout Mr. Basselin's life, he added a lot of things to the house. He added a northern wing, a rear wing. He made the house be entirely residential. He made a beautiful wraparound porch in the Italianate style. He put up a wrought iron fence and a barn that held his favorite Clydesdales. When there were fires in town, Basselin was an important part of saving his own house, too. He placed wet blankets on the roof of the house to stop burning embers. After his death, the bank used the servants' building as their headquarters, and they put cement walls that are still in there today. After Mr. Basselin died, it was owned by his personal doctor's family for about 80 years. And then since 1966, it was owned by several owners, but recently was purchased by Travis Prue in year 2020. And it is being completely restored. And I went in there. It is absolutely gorgeous. The floors are gorgeous. I believe they were maple hardwood floors. There's plaster designs in the ceiling, the ornate flowers and things. And just doing a great job. The outside has been painted. The porch looks great. There's all kinds of furniture, wicker furniture, and outdoor furniture on there. Currently, the mansion has 5,700 square feet, 7 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 1.6 acres of land, and of course the barn and the guest house. So if you happen to be in the Croghan area, which is north of Utica, New York, I would really recommend that you go up and visit that village. It is very, very nice, and the people are wonderful. There's a really strong sense of community. It is absolutely gorgeous because it's not too far removed from civilization, but there's still farms, and there's still obviously forest and Adirondack Park. So that I would recommend as a stop on your tour through upstate New York. This song is a fun and creative recounting of logging life. It is called the Lumberjack's Alphabet, and it portrays the joys of being a true lumberjack.
So merry, so merry, so merry were we, no mortals on earth were as happy as we. Hi dairy, ho dairy, hi dairy, down, give a shanty boy whiskey and nothing goes wrong. A is for axes, I suppose you all know. B is for the boys that choose them so. C is for chopping, we did first begin. D is for danger, we're oftentimes in. So merry, so merry, so merry were we, no mortals on earth were as happy as we. Hi dairy, ho dairy, hi dairy, down, give a shanty boy whiskey and nothing goes wrong. E is for the echoes that through the woods rang. F is for the foreman, the head of our gang. G is for the grindstone so swiftly turned round. And H is for the handle so smoothly worn down. So merry, so merry, so merry were we, no mortals on earth were as happy as we. Hi dairy, ho dairy, hi dairy, down, give a shanty boy whiskey and nothing goes wrong. I is for the iron that stamped our pine. J is for the jobbers that all fell for wine. K is for the keen edges our axes did keep. L is for the ladies that kept everything neat. so merry were we. No mortals on earth were as happy as we. Hi dairy, ho dairy, hi dairy down. Give a shanty boy whiskey and nothing goes wrong. M is for the Moors that chinked our camp. N is for the needles that mended our pants. O is for the owls that hooted all night. And P is for the pine that always fell right. So merry were we. No mortals on earth were as happy as we. Hi dairy, ho dairy, hi dairy down. Give a shanty boy whiskey and nothing goes wrong. Q is for quarreling we'd never allow. R is for the river our timber did plow. S is for the sleds so stout and so strong. And T is for the teams that haul them along. So merry were we. No mortals on earth were as happy as we. Hi dairy, ho dairy, hi dairy down. Give a shanty boy whiskey and nothing goes wrong. U is for the uses we put ourselves to. V is for the valleys we cut our roads through. W is the woods that we left in the spring. And now I have some more songs to sing. So merry were we. No mortals on earth were as happy as we. Hi dairy, ho dairy, hi dairy down. Give a shanty